Sword of Annihilation. And then we kill Excalibur, who is actually a fairly easy boss to... Actually, probably one of the easiest. It's kind of as easy as Stonehenge is, really. You can rush Stonehenge. The only problem is Stonehenge is kind of weird. But the things that kind of throw Excalibur, like the things around Excalibur, make it also kind of weird, but not really. The railway laser cannons, you can just kind of ignore. Okay, well, off we go. We probably won't need bombs, but we're not fighting any aircraft, so we don't actually need to take anything other than bombs anyway. And it's probably better because then we could just drop the bombs on the jammers and then be done with it. Probably, I'm assuming Excalibur in Ace Combat Infinite was actually, like, way fucking more strong. I'm sad that I never really got to play that, but I wouldn't have been able to appreciate it because I hadn't played the original boss fights. Now I have.
This is Comm Team's number 3. Name's PJ. I'll support you any way I can, Comm Team. Ground 1 to Ground 3. What are you planning to buy those flowers?
Grid laser is great.
Wait around too long and another guy's gonna steal them away from you, you know. This is no time to talk about my...
Oh wait, no, I can't use bombs because there's a target there. I might blow it up.
Fighters have come to the rescue.
Even though it's literally on a top secret Belkan air defense base, it's still considered a civilian target. Did I just say BJ again? Never mind.
Approaching enemy territory. You're in dangerous airspace. All planes, break, break.
They've started. Enemy aircraft approaching. Increase ECM output to level 3.
Oh! No, do not shoot that! Oh god! Laser! Ah!
Destroy all jamming facilities within the...
Let's not ask how the Apache survived being shot at by a fucking Excalibur.
That's what I can't see. Roger, leave it to me.
Oh, we can just dump ordnance on this, I hope. I took a Vulcan hit.
Increasing power supply. Jamming facility 2 down. Electrical charges have passed maximum value. Target confirmed. Laser emission distance has been calculated.
Here comes an attack. All planes, break.
Jamming facility 3 down. Just a little more.
All planes, the lasers firing patterns can be estimated via radar. Use your radars.
I missed!
Road 2 here. This is a fight.
Fuck!
Don't waste ammo on unnecessary targets. Cipher, they're gonna fire the laser. Pull out.
Alright, good. We're going in.
Facilities have been destroyed. The main facility is over.
I'm going for the sword!
All planes, attack Excalibur. Go for its power facilities and the cannon itself.
How's that for a thumbnail?
You can check out Cipher's kill list. Where does he find all the work?
We're gonna put down Saber once and for all, but then again, I suppose we're gonna come at this with Morgan nukes.
Fly inside Excalibur. It's surrounded by railway artillery. Give me some orders. Power facility 1.
Slow it down, slow it down, slow it down.
Yeehaw! Power facility 2 is down.
We're gonna try and one-hit it.
Power facility 3 is destroyed.
We aim for the hilt.
Looking pretty good.
Gotta aim for the base of the sword.
I think we're gonna do this.
Alright, let's try this again. Wait for it to fire.
Deal, buddy. You got everyone fired up and believing in miracles. If this operation goes well,
I better make sure I don't accidentally fall into that.
stay sharp or we'll lose everything.
Alright, aim for the hilt. Bomb out!
The voltage isn't stabilizing. What happens to the power facility?
I hit, but they're not fuel air bombs. Can't one-hit it, because it don't have bullshit fire bombs.
Connect to line C and reactivate.
Special weapons are almost gone.
I missed. I missed. Fine, we're going for missiles. Whoa! Jesus Christ! One of the railway guns actually hit me! It's not gonna top the fuel air bombs from the active. But then again, I kind of muted that by having to do it 3 times.
We must have some emergency power. Use it all. I don't care if it burns up some feedback.
Locked on. Missile hit.
Do not succumb to target fixation or frame rate lag.
Looking good. Destroy Excalibur, Cipher. I know you can do it.
This is my sword.
Activate the beam. We can't give up Belka set on defense.
One more pass should do it.
Close out 3 and forward.
Away we go.
Confirmed. Elimination of target. We can even see it from here. Good job.
Yes! We did it! The sword has been pulled from the stone. It was Usito's flight lead who did it. Right on! Now that's what I call teamwork. Cipher, you hear that warm welcome? It's the sweet sound of victory. Not bad for a group of misfits, huh?
All planes. Job
Oh, I missed it
well
splitting.
done.
Aw.
PJ, don't get too excited and crash, buddy.
Haha, right, PJ. You don't crash. Right, yeah, PJ. Just, yeah. Moving on. Okay, so that's Excalibur done.
Nuclear facilities.
No problems there. It's a fairly easy fight, honestly. It's just, you kind of just, you could just rush it, honestly. I kind of wanted to try just rushing directly at Excalibur and see what the fuck would happen, but then again, I suppose I wouldn't be able to target it, so that would be the issue. See you next time, Saber Alter. Yep, bye, Salter. Bye. I'll be back with nukes. Probably.
Orders have come in for an
Area
emergency sort.
B7R. All right, first our next engagement. So who are we fighting today? More legit Belkan heroes? Probably honestly, it's probably the easiest because they didn't have really that much time to design it. It's a memorable design, however. However, the only problem is for mechanical depth and complexity, again, Ace Combat Zero, not exactly in the greatest states in terms of budget. So I can kind of understand why. You can see that's every other super weapon is built up for multiple missions before you actually engage it. Here they introduce Excalibur, and then they fucking have you kill it immediately. Why? Because they don't have enough fucking time to put levels in front of that. So you had to basically just bum rush it. So now we shall duel once again.
I've never been in an aerial battle of this scope before.
Hit. Come on, hit it. Good. Good.
Return to base.
Fuck off, Mig.
If only they get here, we can put an end to this all at once. Another plane's been shot down. The round table's nothing special. I'll take care of things.
Well, I got that guy. Engage the SU with missiles. Sidewinders. Fox 2.
RFF is confirmed it's go. The reinforcement team is go.
Enemy neutralized. Get out of here.
The guy who pulled out Talber's sword is here. Be careful. We've still got to
Those are not gonna hit any of those MiGs. I'll be amazed if they do. Wait, they're stiffening out. Oh? That's not going in there. Of course, it's the MiGs.
Wizard 1 here. The enemy has broken formation. Take him out. Sorry, can you read me?
Ow. Wow, that fucking hurt.
It's happening just as you thought. It's about time we got out of this dead-end job. Not just yet.
Of course I don't get the MiG. Might as well dump these because they're going to be worthless against the aces. It's funny how Su-27s have such a hard time dodging these missiles, when honestly the Su-27 and the 37, actually 37, am I reading that wrong like an idiot? Right. The SUs are much more maneuverable planes. Yet they have so much trouble dodging the actual missile, these missiles. The MiGs just seem to be able to just jink out of the way. Which is, frankly, fucking stupid. Fucking MiGs. Yeah, 37, right.
Let's show them what the Ocean Air Force can do.
I don't know what it is. They just can't dodge AMRAAMs. Where the MiG pilot's just gonna kind of just fucking flap off into nothingness and just immediately dodge it. I don't know what the fuck's going on there. I know firing angle has something to do with it, but it just seems like FA-18s and SUs just kind of stabilize to be hit by it. They will literally just give up and be hit by it. The MiGs will actually actively dodge. So that must be programmed something into the MiG AI. Oh, fuck. Pixie, I could use a hand.
Like a demon. I've never seen anything like it. That kind of pilot, they call it Demon Lord.
Like, even then, he just kind of lays that right into him. They're much more maneuverable than that, and we're on the hardest difficulty, so I'm not exactly sure why they're pulling punches.
Those mercenaries are gonna get all the credit again. I fight for peace. That's what I'm up here for. Well, you're up here fighting for peace. Tons of blood is being shed on the ground. Some peace, kid. And I'm here to put an end to that. You think you can stop bloodshed by shedding more blood? Flying with all those ideals swimming around in your head is gonna get you killed. Damn it! The enemy has the initiative. Where are the reinforcements?
Calm team. Multiple craft approaching. Something's wrong. Stay alert.
Okay, so who are the amazing aces here? This is a new cutscene. Silver, obviously.
The front is retreating. They're fast. Follow them. This will be your final lesson. Front lost. Follow me.
Huh. Flight leads in a Phantom. We'll get him first.
Gong 1.
Oh, he's got long-range missiles. Dip!
Fox 2.
There goes your flight leader.
Boss, fail out.
The bandits
I suppose this is where I pick up the F-14.
chance.
Go to Fox 2.
Missile off target. Locked on.
The Knight and his squires.
He's bleeding clean. I'll show him he's only digging his own grave. Another aircraft? Push on it now. Demon Usito. So that pilot is the Demon Lord?
Alright, the ace. And the other fucker's rolling around. Who's this guy trailing away? Well, somebody killed him. I think it was Pixie. Well, there's the other one. There's the Rafale.
Locked on.
Who's this joker? Oh, there's two of them.
Watch out. The enemy's tracking you on radar. Mark 2. The enemy can provide the high altitude.
Approaching gun
That should get him.
range.
Yep.
Radar lock. Box 2. Missed.
Pixie, when are you gonna stop? When are you gonna show up and not steal my kills?
Yeah, Cipher just snagged a bandit.
And all the king's horses and all the king's men could not put Belka back together again.
All targets within combat airspace are down. Operation complete.
Yo, buddy. You still alive?
Gray Whale Squadron.
We were victorious
Well.
in the B-7R engagement.
And the bar did still refuse to move. And there's your Phantom. How was Silver? Easy. I was already damaged, so the F4 firing Sparrows at me was kind of, or rather firing AMRAAMs at me, was kind of spooky, but I immediately ducked it and crashed him in the face. Other than that, it was just kind of average, I suppose, in terms of an ace fight. Because, you know, you had the bullshit aces that just kind of fly around and do whatever.
The mercenary known as
They're just
Demon Lord.
normal levels of ace
I
difficult.
forgot
So,
about my job
normal.
and read everything I had on hand. Around the time Demon Lord received his nickname, South Belka showed signs of weariness regarding the war. Because the region was set up as a defense line to protect the birthplace of Belka in the north, the people's dissatisfaction had reached a climax. The cities declared themselves demilitarized and peacefully surrendered to the Allied forces.
Schnee had a lot, but
Unable
Schnee is
to
currently the
establish
most
a
annoying that I
defensive
fought.
position, the Belkan army kept retreating to the north. The end of the war was fast approaching. I was given an opportunity to interview the former aces of the Belkan Air Force. Back then, they were the masters of the sky, and they had also known him. So I
Yeah, the
crossed
MiG-31s had
border
a
to follow
fucking
his
enormous
trail.
number of them.
I wanted to capture the war and the Demon Lord from their point of view. To capture the voices of those who were there.
So bring us the honorable. A man who upholds honor. Honorable Belkan.
Indigo Team Commander. Former member of the Belkan Air Force. 7th Air Division. 51st Tactical Fighter Squadron. Dmitri Heinrich. An ace whose precision and grace in flying earned him the title of Blue Heron. Today he has his hands full with the family business.
He went home and be family man.
Well, that day, right before I deployed, my airspace assignment was changed. Initially, my squadron was assigned to the stable Eastern Front. That was changed to Area B7R, the round table where casualties were recorded at a fearsome pace. It's also the place where I met him. It was just 2 planes, him and an eagle. And yet our lead force didn't stand a chance against them. I could tell he was good, and it was going to be bad for us. But there was something else I noticed. He hesitated. A vulnerability that can be exploited. I was certain I would win. The pilot was still young. He had yet to master the rules of combat. But in the end, I was shot down.
They're calling me a child for being a good guy because I spared them. The smart man would have killed them all.
Gelb Team is number 2, former member of the Belkan Air Force. 5th
See,
Air
adults
Division,
realize
23rd
that
Tactical Fighter Squadron. Raynor
so many
Alter.
things can go horribly wrong in a
flew
war
the
fighting
skies
situation that
direct
you
his
literally
team
just have to
battles
put
liberation.
everyone down as fast as you
And
can.
he's still there to this day.
Knightly mercy is just asking for something to go horribly
I
wrong.
met him above this very sky. I can still hear the sound of the missile alerts from that day. I received an order to fly to Directus on my way back from an intercept mission on the southern defense line. The order itself wasn't unusual. We kept being deployed from one mission to the next without receiving even the basic maintenance. But the situation was the same all around.
Yes, Hame, but, well,
They were
the
reaching
mercs
the
got the job
operations
done, and they're
base.
portrayed as more adult-like,
The
even if they
station
are
squadrons
disgusting.
spent
The
all
soldier is
the
just kind of middle of the road because they couldn't really tell you
warning
anything
bells
bad about you because you
going
did
off
good
in the
things
sky.
and bad things. This one, it seemed like that guy was just kind of calling me a child because I just kind of let the situation, I let them have the advantage. I still won, but I let them have the advantage.
Against a human being. I wanted to
And
end that battle as quickly
people
as
would say that
possible.
that is childish naivete, and especially in a war-fighting situation. This is why you have to. This is why you always see, like, say, take Gundam for example. The kid that has to get into the giant robot always gets bashed over the head
Silver
with
Team Commander,
like his idealism
former
being
member
wrong.
of the Belkan Air Force, 51st Air Division,
But Silver.
126th Tactical Fighter Squadron. Dietrich Kellerman. He was once the top ace at Belka and a fiery instructor at the Air Force Academy. In 1995, the Belkan Air Force sent him to the front lines to bolster troop morale.
And then I shot him down.
He was good.
He has a farm.
From what I'd heard about him, I thought he was still just a young mercenary. But he matured since then.
They're still calling me a
He
child.
still wasn't perfect, but I could see he had come a long way towards understanding the rules of combat. What's important on the battlefield is to let go of hate, to survive, and to adhere to the rules you've set for yourself. These are the rules I've taught my students. And when I saw him, I could tell my time was done. A new generation had inherited the sky. There was no more need for an old soldier like me.
Every
The boss
time I
seems
flew
okay.
with him, his skill stood out. He was unstoppable. He was cool-headed and proud. A combat professional. Demon Lord fit him perfectly. Maybe the man was blessed by the goddess of war. Before long, everyone had taken notice of him. More and more would show up to watch him go off on sortie. Mercenaries or maintenance crew, it didn't matter. People wanted to burn his image to their memories. Hell, they weren't the only ones.
The goddess of war. You see, he's telling he's saying that I'm getting away with my foolish antics because somebody up there likes me, basically, not because I'm good. You see, my nobility, my knightly antics aren't necessarily how people fight
Belkan
wars,
forces are ready
and
to take flight.
I'm basically they're treating me like a kid
It's crucial to the
because I'm
enemy's
saving
industrial
people,
strategy.
or rather,
Part of its war.
holding back. Boss is a little bit more forgiving of it, but he's still looking
Decided that all
down at
Belkan war
me.
production must be stopped to expedite the end of the war. And
I
as a
suppose they
result,
expect children to play this.
The operation will primarily involve the bombing of.
That's kind of funny. I forget his name, but looking back on it, playing through the mercenary playthrough, the last guy, the guy that was in the MiG-31s, the guy who's basically still like a hired henchman and doing an interview in a rundown apartment. That was actually probably the clearest the clearest sort of mirror image to what mercenary Cipher must be like, because that's what I was doing. These people, not necessarily. Schwartz, yeah. That was probably the clearest mirror image. So this is why I'm interested to see what's going on here, aside from what's going on in I'm looking at the other routes to see if they've have a clearer image, but it seems like other people are just saying from the outside. But Schwartz leader, he seemed to be the closest thing to understanding exactly why you must do what you Why, like, the kind of person that must have been in the cockpit while I was doing everything. I was doing it for money. I was burning down everything and destroying everything that I could see because it paid well. That's the general paradigm, but I don't feel like the other ones really necessarily hit it. That's just my intent. That's just my, I suppose my view on it, I suppose, but it seems like the mercenary route, at least, it got my mindset. So it seems as though I am a mercenary. Others lean towards mercenary. Well, you would see, soldier is kind of in the middle there, but you would see, it depends. Soldier is kind of odd.
That must mean the bombing started.
It would either be knight or mercenary, honestly.
Cover the Allied bombers. Eliminate all ground and aerial threats.
Because why would, if you were just kind of middle of the road, why would people come to see you launch, aside from what your exploits are? You need to be a little bit more out there. The knight gets people's attention, and the mercenary gets people's attention because he fucking kills everyone.
All bombers. Remove Belka's ability to counterattack. Priority is placed on destruction over accuracy.
They think you have a lot to learn. That's because, no, that's exactly it. I must be some kind of naive child to be practicing these sort of knightly honorable tactics. As in, not destroying everyone. Not removing every fucking single threat that I see as soon as I see it. Because that's how people in war fight. There are some honorable people in there, yeah, but those are far and few between, and mostly they don't get away with doing that all the time. Even they have to be sunk into, well, being somewhat dishonorable or somewhat distasteful. The truth is, war just makes you feel like a bad person no matter how you walk into it. Kind of like life in some cases, I suppose. It just goes on long enough and you don't get enough good chances. You don't get enough good hands of cards to keep doing that kind of shit. So it would seem that it seems as though the game thinks that I'm naive for picking knight. Or rather, the way that it's going about it seems to be to highlight the naivete of what I'm doing. Which is kind of like the first thing, really. First thing that anyone does. Whenever you have, you know, a guy who's trying to be upstart, you're like an upstart trying to be, like, honorable and noble, basically the narration wants to beat him in the face, basically. Casual example with no real bearing on what we're doing right now. Sayaka Miki from Madoka Magica. I want to be a hero and save my friends. What happens? Nothing good. But that's Ken Urobuchi being an asshole. But you get, that's the kind of thing. Life has a way of just kind of beating those people into the dirt, and the really good ones persist onwards even in spite of that, but they are still forced to do things they do not like. In this game, we kind of can just keep our hands clean of literally everything. Like right now, we're in the middle of Hoffnung. We can kind of just say we didn't do anything just by shooting down all the people that are doing bad stuff. But then again, I suppose calling the mercenary route mature seems a bit, I suppose, you know, that seems to be jumping the gun because an edgy teenager could also play the merc route and think he's awesome. And then if that's the way the game's looking at this, then that's still probably wrong. So maybe it is soldier, just because it's, well, it's but then again, it could be soldier. However, the problem is soldier is kind of, it's imperceptible. Because it can't really nail you down. So, Hame, I suppose in that case, if you're going by that description, it is soldier. So it must have been that I just did stuff. I did some stuff, but only the stuff that was really necessary. Maybe the better story, or the canon story to imagine for Cipher, is that he was a knightly person that was, in fact, forced to do bad things. So that brings him down to soldier, then. Tilting towards knight, most likely, but still soldier. Mercenary, well, I'm not quite sure, because no really villainous acts actually come up out of nowhere. They're options, but there's nothing that really says it, aside from people calling you Demon Lord. Which they just do that because you're shooting down a whole lot of people. And you're ruining their days, and the Belkans are salty. It would have been interesting. It would have been interesting if the name that they ascribed to you was different depending on the way you were playing. Pelican. That's a new one.
You expect me to believe that arson and indiscriminate bombing is war?
There's no mercy in war.
So maybe if you were playing Knight, they'd call you the Night Lord of the Round Table, and Mercenary, they'd call you the Demon. What would they call you in the middle, though? I have no idea.
I've detected an unknown craft on radar. The blip is barely visible. It may be a stealth.
They may call you King, I suppose. But I don't know. I suppose so. And in a lot of ways, well, some certain things tend to come back. And I suppose in the end, no matter what you're playing, even if you're interested purely in the money, you do save the world at the end of the day. So maybe Cipher is Razgriz. Or rather, another Razgriz surrogate. So maybe he starts out as a merc and then becomes somewhat honorable by his actions. And then, once again, it would be Mercenary trending into Soldier. So I suppose all realistic interpretations tilt towards being one or the other, but being drawn down into Soldier for whatever reason. And yeah, the ambiguity, they still can't necessarily pin you down. And the narration admits that they still can't really figure out what kind of person you are. So that would mean that you must be, you really just must be Soldier. And if it was gonna react to the other timelines, it would have done so because you did things that were clearly, they would clearly signal what kind of person you are. Because if you're a mercenary, you're obviously a godless monster, only interested in money because look at what you did. And if you're a knight, you must be a noble person with a good sense of honor and justice. And fairness, and goodness. They would say these things, but they did not. So I'm not exactly sure what the game's going for, aside from it being Soldier. And I suppose that kind of narrative depth is, well, just down to the fact that they didn't have enough time. Or enough money. Or rather, maybe... Yeah, Hame, that would be a good point. Maybe Cipher did fight literally every single mercenary on every single route. And it's just sort of a time lapse. Where he starts somewhat at night, I suppose, and they're regarding me as a child. And then maybe he goes to Soldier or Mercenary, or maybe the Mercenary, and then slides back up into Soldier. That would also make sense if you fought literally every single one. And it shows you different vertical slices of what happened in B7R. That would also be interesting. And now, Belkan Dresden is burning to the ground. City's on fire with rock and roll. Banana.
Nobody knew why we were fighting anymore. All I felt at that point was sadness for the world.
And B7R is a cool and
That's
interesting
why
concept. I thought... before I actually started playing this game, when everybody said Round Table, like Lord of the Round Table, I thought there was some kind of institution of pilots. And then B7R was presented and called the Round Table, and it's literally a fucking bar fight where fighter pilots go to just punch the shit out of each other. And so it's a ring. It's an arena. And, well, you needed to play the game in order to fucking see that.
Forces, the Belkan forces have taken flight.
But that's another meme that I got from this game. But yes, B7R is a very interesting place. For that reason, I suppose, because it's just it's a big fucking bar fight in the sky. It's the places where all the angels come to fall. They fall in B7R.